So what I'd like to do now is, given these findings, is how can we actually improve this situation? And we look at the opportunities. We look at the opportunity to, we'll go back to our original structure of revenue and cost drivers, and how can we improve these various different drivers.
Okay.
So on the revenue side, we have potentially an opportunity to potentially raise price in the urban market,
okay,
to offset some of the additional costs. Is that something that, do we have a sense of what customer sensitivities to increased pricing is?
Well, we haven't, so you've identified one of the issues, is that by raising the price will drive down the volume. What are some other ways that we might achieve what you're looking for, higher margins?
Yeah, so I think, that's obviously one area on the revenue side, but I think probably the biggest, most important area to look at is on this fixed cost side. So we can see that our fixed costs are $100,000 more, but one thing we talked about a long time ago, and I started for a reason, is that we have the same floor model in the urban and suburban landscape, but yet what the products are that are being sold are very different. So small appliances need to take up less space. So potentially looking at maybe reducing the rent. So you mentioned that rent is a huge component of fixed costs. Is there a way to reduce floor space and reduce the amount of large appliances sold in the stores? And maybe that's a way to reduce costs.
It's a pretty good idea. Given that currently large appliances take about 3/4 of our floor space, if we were to cut that down, we'd expect perhaps our fixed costs would even be cut in half.
Oh wow, so savings of $150,000. So let's look at that for a sec. So let's say we saved $150,000. We're to take 84 off 150. We're getting about $70,000 in profit. And if we're to compare that to what we're getting in the rural setting, we essentially will be getting, on average, close to what the profit is in the industry. So that definitely is a huge consideration and a huge opportunity. Now, are these long-term rent situations where we couldn't get out of our current situations, or is it possible?
They are 5-year leases, but as it so happens, we're coming up on the end of one period.
Okay. All right, so that definitely does present an opportunity for the company.
Yeah.
Alright, so I think I have enough information here to provide a recommendation. If you don't mind if I just take a moment just to organize my thoughts.
Not a problem.
Alright. Alright, so if we're to look at, the problem we're trying to address here is why profitability has been declining and how can we do something about that. So really, number one is the product mix sold in the urban and suburban setting. So there's a difference in how urban and rural shoppers shop, which in fact causes a reduced profitability in the stores, as well as the fixed costs are $100,000 higher in the urban setting, which is a significant factor to why they are currently operating at a loss. So what my recommendation would be is to get the products more in alignment with the customers in the urban setting. So reducing store size, more emphasis on the small appliances, and that will save the company $150,000 per store, which is significant to getting to their profit goals. In terms of next steps though, in terms of looking at additional opportunities, I think it's really important that the client does go out and really do a proper price assessment, and maybe there's a way to gain more profits on the revenue side of the equation. The other option, or maybe more for long-term planning, is knowing that rural stores are more profitable. This may be where the company wants to go long-term rather than expanding in the urban setting.
Very interesting. As it turned out, we did recommend to the client that they reduce their size of their urban stores. So great recommendation.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Susan.
Thanks for your time.
Best of luck.